Well, you identified that many organizations place a lot of value on the onboarding process when moving on to a managed security services provider. Can you tell us what are the red flags or maybe green flags that organizations should watch out for when choosing a partner?
So I think probably the biggest red flag, and thankfully this doesn't happen in quite the same way as it used to when I first started doing this wave a number of years ago, is when a provider turns up with an Excel spreadsheet and says, can you fill in the IP addresses and assets that you have? So that's definitely a red flag. But in a more positive sense, I think where you see a green flag is that the provider has a very well worked out plan for how they will onboard the transition. The timeframes upon which they're doing so are realistic. You can see that there's a prioritization of which log sources and use cases you onboard first by the priority of the use case for the particular organization. So if you can see those things in place, it sounds quite basic, but just the fundamentals of delivering against your promises and putting things in when you say you'll put them in is really at the heart of a lot of frustrations that clients have with a lot of service providers in the market. Now, my general reflection on customer interviews is that when it's their fault and it's the change process in their organization that holds stuff up, they're pretty happy to say, yep, that was us. But in many cases, it's shortcomings on the part of the provider. So basics around project management, clear prioritization of what matters to be dealt with first, and a clear approach around asset management that focuses on not just the TIN and the IP addresses, but also something that focuses on the fundamentals of which assets are more critical and how do you keep that list constantly refreshed and up to date. So those would be the things that I would look out for.
Yeah, that partnership approach that you described, having not only the technical expertise, but also the flexibility to understand the organization's context, apply also that technical expertise and services to that specific situation is key. And it's one of the things that our customers value in our approach with them.